In this lesson, we're going to start adding some value and color to the gun. So remember, we're going to continue to make some intelligent guesses on where that light should land. Whether that's using a little toy as a prop, as a reference to do that, but also remembering back to the sphere studies, all of that helps you create a mental archive in your mind on where that light and shadow should land. So keep those in mind. Let's go ahead and move forward. Like everything else, I kind of created a new layer and I clipped it up here this way. Option and click. There's different parts to this gun. These parts here are going to be like chrome, metal. I think I just want to, again, same thing with those, just warm them up a little bit. Now we're going to paint the gun. So I'm going to select the gun layer and then I'm going to, with the wand, with the magic wand up here, I am going to select just the yellow part. The chrome part I have on a separate layer, but this yellow and orange part I have all on one. I'm going to select that and then select my painting layer and add a mask. Now as I paint, it'll all stay in there. It won't bleed over onto the orange. This is gonna all pretty much almost all be in shadow. So let's just paint in our shadow color now. I think that this edge on this side might pick up a little bounce light. And I'm making it a little warmer because the color of the gun up here is orange. I feel like there's some stuff bouncing around and you might actually get a warm, very subtle highlight up here. Then I'm also down here, I'm going to move that down here as well. The key light is going to come from up here. And I almost feel like I wonder how wide that light is. How much is it capturing? It's capturing everything in between like that. Then the question is, how much is it capturing? Is it like up here? Is it here? Is it there? Lands like that, would it hit this? Probably not. Would you see maybe a little bit of light catch the tip of this? Maybe not, I'm not sure. There's going to be many situations like that where you're going to have to do a little guessing. Then up here, to give this a little edge, I think we're going to have a cooler highlight up here. I think I'm going to turn off these lines again. I know that this will have some sort of a highlight. I wonder if this will be a highlight or if it'll be more of a shadow. Oh, super sloppy. Let's see. I think I need to push this a little darker. And this is creating a weird little rough edge, and that's because of this mask. I was gonna adjust the mask. I think at this point I'm okay with applying the mask, being done with it, and now just kind of freehand, being a little bit more careful as I paint. You get those little white kind of halos when you use masks sometimes. I just want it to get a little bit darker as we get to the edge of this piece of the plastic. You would also have, this will probably be just darker, something like this here. And then I wonder if on this side, if it might just catch, I mean not too much, but maybe it'll catch just a very little bit of light on that side. And then we can push these shadows a little bit more. As you get like into deeper shadows, for some reason just warmer colors just kind of do the trick a little bit better. This is sort of like a plastic kind of material. I want you to see that edge right there. So I want a little darker with that. Because this is facing down this here, I think this will be even darker. I think this will probably be the darkest section. For now, I think that that is good. I'm going to move on to this part of the gun here, and I'm going to jump right into this dark crease right here. So where the two plastic pieces meet. I don't want it to be too thick of a line because it'll look like too big of a gap, but something like that. Do these other sections here. Again, we're going to push a lot of these contrasts a lot more as we get further on in the process. I'm hitting this pretty strong. On this side, I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. Again, I don't want to push the highlights too much. Creating some variations here also to kind of bring back that highlight that I feel like it was just too strong, but I wanted to start off there and then kind of bring it back some. Let me turn off the lines again. I needed them so that I can see the shape of the gun, but It's a round character. He's got a round face, kind of roundish body. All his things are round. Everything is soft. I wanted that shape language to continue from the character to the things he's wearing and to the props that he's holding. Again, just a very minor little detail, but all of those things, when you keep all those little details in mind as you're painting, it all comes together. I think I want a little edge in here. It looks a little strange right now because the metal piece, these chrome pieces, that needs to be painted, but it'll take shape. And I think there's lines in here. So these will be like panels. So the color's not going to change. You could use an elliptical marquee tool for stuff like this if you have things like this on your character. I think that the inside wall, like the thickness of this chamber, of this barrel, will be not so dark. I think the key light coming from up here will hit the inside edge and bounce off and reflect a little bit of light on this side. And eventually these guys, I'll add some more red. These edges up here, I think, will also have a little bit of a shadow. You have these little panels, these little lines. This is the shadow, and because the light's coming from up top, even though it's not hitting it directly, there's still ambient light that will hit. You're gonna have your shadow up top and your highlight underneath. Then chances are you're gonna have your other highlight over here. Figuring out exactly where your highlight goes and then where your shadow, that all kind of is all determined by how your light is bouncing around and hitting that. So I need to work on that a little bit better, but I think for the most part that's looking pretty good. So now that we're done with this pass on the gun, I want you to remember the importance of doing these first passes, because painting is always a build-up. You know, the more you build up that color, the more dimensional and realistic that fur or these different elements are going to feel. So you don't want to skip that. Do remember that I have, in the additional resources, I do kind of go touch up on all the different sections and how I do that first pass for each element. And you want to make sure that you do the same thing for yours. So now in this next lesson, we're going to talk about doing the second pass, and we're going to start with the fur.